Howdy, folks. Welcome to another episode of Making Dough Show, where we get together talking about making dough in the restaurant business. My name is Hingham Stanfield, and we own a few restaurants here in the San Antonio area, and we love it. That doesn't mean it's all good and dandy. You already know that. There are no fields of roses, but it's a privilege to be in the restaurant business in this day and age alongside of you. So on some of these episodes, I love to answer some of your questions. And today I want to share with you a question I got from Jennifer. And it may be slightly controversial. It really isn't. But anyways, Jennifer is saying that she's opening her restaurant and coffee shop in the next couple of weeks, and she's got a few people helping her. The two people that help her, one of them is the cook, and one is like a server waitress, and they both smoke, and she's a little bit worried about the smell. She's saying that, when the cook maybe is in the back, it's not maybe as big of a deal, but the waitress is another story. So she's a little bit concerned about that. So let's talk about it. Jennifer, thank you for reaching out. Congratulations on this new adventure of opening your own place in the next few weeks. We are all excited for you. This issue of smoke policy, break policy, cell phone policy, any kind of policy, the approach that you must always have is a proactive approach. We need to always set the expectation up front. So you need to figure out what's going to be your company policy. This is a free country. This is going to be your company. It's going to be a private company. So you can come up with your own policy. Obviously, you need to abide by the law, if you know what I mean. If something you want to come up, for example, the cell phone policy is not controversial, you come up with what is going to be your cell phone policy for your company. So smoke policy is another one. One, we do not have smoke break for our restaurant people. We ourselves don't smoke. Those are not the kinds of people we are. We have young children ourselves, and we serve a lot of families with young children. The smoking does not go, it's not a culturally good fit. We do give people break. So maybe they get a 10-minute break. So don't even call it a smoke break if that's something that is not culturally good fit for you and your operations. So you want people to have breaks. As part of that break, maybe every 3 hours, blah, 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 whatever is your policy you want to come up with, you can see what the law is. I certainly am not a lawyer. You already know that. You can see what's the law in your state. But you could, like every 3 hours, you can have a break. The break we also give our staff, we do not want them to congregate behind the back door, because when customers drive around, that does not look good. Also, there are people who are on the clock in the kitchen. They're going to get distracted, go out and hang out with those who are off the clock on their break. So whether they smoke, they don't smoke, it doesn't matter. It's our company policy. When you're on the break, you cannot be hanging out and congregating in the back door of the kitchen. You come up with your own policy. This is a free country. So that's that. Now, when it comes to smoking, the smell, as you said, is important. It matters to our customers, so it matters to us, and it must matter to our people. And this is the way you need to tell them. They need to understand it's not about you and your opinions as the business owner, but rather, what does the guest wants? What do they desire? How are they going to appreciate it or not? And how is that going to affect the operations? The server, how's that going to affect the server's tips? The cook, for instance, when you go to another restaurant, you tell that cook, if the cook, who knows how many diseases that person, or who knows, whatever they have or not, they touch their mouth and what have you, and they come back into the kitchen, if they smell of smoke, if they do not wash their hand thoroughly, I don't know what the law is, 20-second thing and whatever, how would that make you feel? Did you want that for yourself? So do to others as you want to be treated, so this is not what we do in this company. So set expectations early on as to what we do in this company. Not like when it's late, then you have to go into the correction side of, hey, don't do this, don't do this. Do you have an employee handbook? If you don't, you need to have one. And in it, you need to have your break policy. There are a lot of employee handbooks out there for restaurants that you can download to start off with, that you can just get a Google Doc, go through it and edit it as you see fit, what's going to be best for you and your company. One of the things that I like to tell our people is that if I can smell the smoke, so can the guests. So this is a no-go. So they know if I can smell it. And so this is upfront expectation that we do set here, and they need to know that. Washing their hands, maybe they need to change your shirt. I don't know what it is that they need to do to take care of our guests. It's not about pleasing me as their boss, but rather it's all about the guest, pleasing our guests because they are paying everybody's bills. Another one is if you, for example, one of our company policies is if you go out on your break and or go out and what have you, if you go out on your break and you come back and you're caught not washing your hands, you're going to get a write-up because that's a health violation, blah, 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 whatever thing it is, or a coaching slip, depending on, again, what do you want to do in your company for yourself. Last but not least, don't be ashamed of the truth. I personally have no problem. Smoking cigarettes is legal. And I tell our staff that who are really young. I know that it's legal what you're doing. This is not illegal, but cigarette is not your friend. I've told them that many times, and I'm not ashamed of it to tell them that because that is the truth. It is not their friend for them to smoke. People drink soda till God, who knows what. It's not healthy long term. It will not serve them. So if that is your opinion, do not be ashamed of it. Again, you're the one who sets the company culture of what is okay, what's not okay. Still, people do smoke. I'm not saying they don't, but at least they know where we stand as the owners of the restaurant. And I'm totally okay with that. Let me know if you have any other questions about this topic or any other topic, or you're like, you know what? I totally disagree with you on this. I would love to hear it. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Leave your comment down below. If you have any questions you would like me to cover in a future show, send me an email at makingdoughshow@gmail.com. If you're in the podcast zone, leave us a review. It takes 3 minutes and it would mean the world. And now, as you know, we got to get back to work and make some dough. I'll see you next week here on this show.